I can't imagine anybody in Norway saying, "Oh, we wish for the good old days of Quisling." Um, and yet that's what's happening in Germany right now. Where are the Norwegian voices to say no? No. Where are the European voices? Where are the Dutch voices? Where are the Belgian voices? Where are the French voices? Where is all of Europe that was occupied by the Third Reich? Why do they believe that an expansive Germany would simply turn its eyes east? Where are the Poles? Because to get to Russia, you got to go through Poland. And yet, this is what Merz is talking about, literally talking about. How do you get those German tankers who say they want to shoot to kill Russians? No, you don't, guys. The Russians will kill you. They did it before. I don't know why the Germans forgot that. And the Bundeswehr is not the Wehrmacht. Okay, the Bundeswehr is full of beer drinking, schnitzel eating fat men who don't know how to fight, have never done a day's worth of exercise in their life. And if they went to war against the hardened killers that currently populate the Russian military, they'll be slaughtered in a week. This is fantasy. It angers me because I can't believe we're sitting here in a day and age where we're watching it happen again, watching the Germans try to become the Fourth Reich, and nobody's saying anything. The silence of the world as this happens, except the Russians, but apparently the Russians aren't allowed to say anything because they're evil and they're bad. The good news is I don't think Merz is gonna last the year. I think the German economy is such that he will have a vote of no confidence and that there will be an election and he'll be tossed out on his ear. And I think Starmer is going to face the same music. He's one of the most widely unpopular leaders in England, and as he continues to spout this madness, it'll be rejected. And the other good news is, I mean, the economic collapse of Europe is tragic for the European people, but maybe good for the world. Because I don't know how many more times the British have to go through this cycle of elections till they realize that their nuclear deterrence is unaffordable. And maybe we can get the British nuclear deterrence taken care of, where they just self-demobilize because they can't afford their new submarines and their Trident missiles and all this. And look at the French with their economic collapse. Wouldn't it be nice if the French likewise came to the determination that they can't afford these submarines? And now we're starting to look at a potential of real nuclear nonproliferation because if you eliminate the French and the British independent nuclear deterrence, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because they just had the Northwoods Declaration where France and England came together and said, no, no, our nuclear umbrella is going to cover all of Europe. No, it shouldn't cover Europe because you're not responsible enough because you two morons are talking about sending conventional forces into Ukraine to fight the Russians and trigger a war that will then inevitably lead to a nuclear exchange. Britain and France can't be trusted with nuclear weapons. So the collapse of Europe could lead to the unilateral disarmament, and that frees up the United States and Russia now to negotiate responsibly.